Hello?
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 Ads are starting. Dylan will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am actually here. You're not getting any issues with that. It's just that Facecam is temporarily turned off just because I'm not 100% ready. You know those dreams that people talk about where they leave the house without any trousers? I will neither confirm or deny that may have actually happened. I didn't leave the house, but I might have got about 20 feet down the hallway and then realized I was carrying my trousers rather than wearing them. Maybe. So, yeah. This is why I'm a little spacey at the moment. It's been a day. Actually, it's one of those ones, so you think you're doing well, right? Hubby helps you wake up an extra hour early, no big deal. Go, okay, well, I can think my morning through. This is good. You pick out the outfit you're going to wear because you know what you're going to wear. It's already pre-planned. You figured this one out. And you got everything rolling. Things are going smoothly. Get things remote set up to start. And then you realize, first off, 4 different things that you absolutely must have for streaming needed a reboot. Then you realize, oh, well, you know, I really need to, there was something, I can't remember what it was, but I really need to get moving. I'm running out of time here. And then you get a message from a co-leader, or in this case, like a co-worker, couldn't see, of asking, are you going to bring everything for tonight and on time and or early for the meeting so you can have a flip through? Because we're doing skits and improvisation games today at our scout meeting. And then she says, I'm having a panic attack about not having any of the materials because I don't personally own any. So, you know, and this lady's a good friend of mine as well at the stuff. So I had wanted to get back to her as quick as I could, but of course it's like 10:02 by the time she messages me. So I finished up with that message, realized, like, as I stopped, I realized I'm halfway through. Gotta get everything started. And start going down the hallway, realizing I had my trousers in my arm. Like, all pulled over my arm. So, yeah, I had to go back, put them on. Then I realized I didn't take the ADHD meds and didn't have any glasses. So I turned around a second time and ended up in the bathroom to grab those. And I realized my mic is completely out to lunch compared to where it needs to be on my desk. So you guys are having really, really weird audio. We have all kinds of screwed up audio this week. Fox was showing me just how bad it was yesterday. And yeah, it's not great. But I don't know if you guys can hear this. Nope. Maybe not. But that's my meds container. Because I grabbed the other one and just brought it down the stairs and thought, I'll do this downstairs. In front of the computer. Why not? Let's just roll. So, pushing back times to start probably would not have been a good thing. Because if I actually did that, then everything else would have cascaded anyways. Elegant. Well, that was fast. It also looks like my hangman thing isn't working quite the way it's supposed to on screen, but that's, you know, at the moment that's par for the course. It's one of those ones where you pick your battles, you look for your priorities, and you hope you get everything right. I am trying, to get the microphone in the right spot and get the face cam cooperating. Because right now, it is Blur City. It decided it wanted to focus as though there's a macro 3 inches from the screen. And of course, that's not going to help anybody. Where is your properties? I swear, some days I hate my face cam. There we go. That's better. My appearance is terrible, but the camera's better. What I wanted to check is see if the new... the mic position I had just picked, like 10 seconds ago, is in the frame, because I don't want it to be. I want it to be close. I want it to be set up differently than I usually do, and see if that's going to be any better. The key is I just have to not see it in the frame or in my peripheral vision too badly. And I think I got something I can handle. At least handle it enough for today. So we'll just cross our fingers and hope, right? Hoping is where we're at. Okay. Facecam clone. Let's try. That's the mute button. That's not the facecam button. How about this one? There, that's better. This ugly mug is back. The coloring is all wrong because my side lights are too cool. That's okay. As you can probably imagine, I'm in-game here because, as usual, I can't seem to leave well enough alone. And so I was poking at this again. But at the moment, it seems to be surviving. That's good news. I may have finally tied the speed required to keep things going AFK for a smelter, which is, for me, that's good. I think I'm up a stack in 10, maybe 2 stacks in 10. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Because, I mean, considering that I wasn't AFK the whole time. And I'm hoping things look functional on this side. All right. So I'm learning a lot about the properties of water. So, yeah, especially in these things. In terms of what will float through water and what will not. Now, it's very, very slow. I mean, that's just the way it is, I guess, because I can't speed up how fast things go. I've tried. But apparently... like the walls are going to look stupid at some point. But apparently, in order to have things float through the water, of course, it has to be a source block. But if you have pistons pushing through, it's not a source block. So the original design, I shouldn't say original, earlier design of the farm had a gap row at each end that it was nothing but source blocks. There's no active stuff. And I thought, well, this is kind of stupid. I don't see what this is for. I'm going to put more pistons and stuff in.
Howdy.
So I did that. And then the farm started to fail miserably. So took me a second to figure it out, and I realized, of course, source blocks are gone. Right? That's no good. No more source blocks. I shouldn't say no more source blocks, but I didn't have my cushion at the end. So it stays a source block in front of the observer. That's fine. But it does, and in front of the pumpkin thing, that's fine. But in front of the piston, of course, it doesn't. And apparently, in order to get it to become a source block again, it doesn't count the one above and below per se. It has to be on a horizontal level. At least that's the experience I've had. So you probably can't see it all that well from here because I'm having trouble seeing it through the glass. Can I do this? Yeah, let's just swim over. So my cheater response to that... there we go. My cheater response to that is down at this end. Here is a waterlogged stair, so that it looks like a flat one from the outside of the farm, but that's a waterlogged stair that will count as the source block, which means this source block, and then the fact that the one right in front of this block I'm looking at is also a source block will give you the third one right in front of the piston, which of course then will work with the next one and on down the chain. So I have one of those at every end of the row, and I was worried that I'd need to put one at both ends. Sometimes things are a little bit slow to get the source block at the far end, but it does eventually get there. And I've got the stairs upside down intentionally because just the way the kelp seems to float, if I did it that way, it didn't get stuck underneath the upper block. If I did it the other way around with the wood at the bottom, I don't know why, but I kept getting kelp getting stuck in the sides for some crazy reason. So this way, it seems to push them like a little bit. The kelp gets pushed sideways by the pouring effect before it becomes a source block. So now it does seem to work, which means I was able to add 12 more units to the farm. Yeah, 12 more units to the farm. So that's part of what's helping me keep up with the smoker up front. Now, my kids and other people have asked me correctly, what on earth do you plan to do with this thing? Why do you keep poking at it? Frankly, it's more the fact that I want to do it rather than I'm actually going to use it for anything, because it occurred to me that aside from in a pinch fuel source, I have absolutely zero plan for what to do with this. I'm tempted to make it into a floor just because I can. Or I jokingly thought about the fact that because it's got square markings on it, I could make it an offset grid that's permanent and just quite literally terraform everything with it. But I thought, no, that's just ridiculously petty because I can. So yeah, I can't leave well enough alone. Right. So there goes the last of that kelp. I think one piece. There's somebody in there. There goes the second one. All right. And I'm still enjoying when I go AFK just to stare up here, which is kind of stupid because the less you have going on, the better it is for your computer. But whatever. It works. And technically, there's one extra piston hiding in here because I wanted to watch the kelp. That's just plain, but I wanted to watch the kelp, so I turned the thing into a glass block, which of course, in order to do that space, I blocked the piston, and so now it can't actually read any differences, and it's just kind of dumb, but because of the way things chain, it works. So I just said, yeah, I know, it's extra, it's up there. Thanks to the Zerks, I have enough extra pieces. I don't need to have that particular piston. What was I doing? Oh, right. What was I doing? Well, today's project is going back to working on the clock. Hopefully we'll get to the state where we need to put the numbers in. Hopefully. And we can swap things. So I'm going to just do my usual put away before we get started. Air. Can it... What? Oh, air. Yes, I was drowning. Okay. Sorry. I was like, what? Air? Bamboo wood. Oh yeah, I should check on that as well. Where am I here? Spurch. There we go. Let's put the spurch away. And this one, and that one, and that one. Oops, I'm in the wrong row. I might as well clean out the iron farm while I'm at it. I have not built the thing straight into thing. Is it going to be one of those days? It's going to be a long one of those days if that's the case. Now I'm asking myself how I ended up with more glass than that pile had before. Very confused. Okay, this one could have this and that. And block up those ones. And these. That's everything. Aside from the fact that I keep needing buckets. And I'm going to bet, if I actually bother to look in the toolbox, yeah, I have buckets. I have lots of buckets. Oh, now I have 5 buckets. Sure. Okay. We do want those. I don't need a sign. We're good. It's funny. Out here, the toolbox, when you put it down, the light blue really shows. When I... when I have it in the box, the light blue really shows. When I put it down, it looks more teal. But then again, I mean, the white box looks gray, so it could be the fact that I don't actually have a whole lot of lighting in here. What am I missing? Usually that spot's full. Oh, the scaffold box. Okay, well, that's outside. It's fine. So let's put this one away. I shouldn't need it again, she says. Gives it side eye. Okay, I guess that's it. That's it. And one more sign. Birch. I saw the sign. I opened up the box and saw the sign. It's gonna be one of those days. Actually, I guess you can go there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Geek Out. 2 franchises in which a Kraken appears. Pirates of the Caribbean, for sure. Did they have one in Atlantis? Franchises. Actually, I don't know about franchises per se, but I guess you could say that there was either a Kraken or a super giant octopus, your choice, in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, it's 20,000, is it? Disney? Okay, now that I've had the meds, I've got everything put away. Brain no function, but that's okay. I have realized I did not say hello to everybody. So let's get ourselves loaded up with stuff. This one. And then we shall get ourselves rolling. Now, I'm fairly certain we won't have enough of the quartz, but we'll get ourselves started. I don't know what I'm going to use for the hands just yet, but we'll get there. Moby Dick had a Kraken? That's starting to sound like a Godzilla movie. I mean, it's possible. It's entirely possible and plausible. Northeast corner, right? Right. Is it? Aw. I was going to say, it's dark. That's why I thought I was trying to sleep. Uh-oh. Hang on a sec. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was seeing kelp in the mini-map, and it confused me because I was wondering what was leaking. Truth is nothing, but it caught me off guard. And those are very big villager heads. Alright, so here's the pieces I left. So yesterday... Ugh. It's a nightmare. Okay. Here's where we left off yesterday. So we've got the back of the clock done. And I'm not entirely sure if I want to do the front first, like the lip, or whether I want to do, where am I here? Whoa, whoops. I accidentally clicked the wrong button trying to close a window and got my stream. Yeah, that's not ideal. Certainly not ideal. So I'm bringing back the plots modeler where we were. But of course it refreshed itself, so I just need to set it to where we were. So this is 45 blocks high. And I need to make it 5 layers thick. Okay, I think that's going to work. So, oops. Put my phone in front of the screen and it blocked what the button I needed. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so I think what I'm probably going to do is do the front lip, just because it's not a huge layer. I just have to figure out. Nope, we're going to do the circle. Sorry, dude. No real estate agents, please. Try again. There we go. Sheep Queen's at school. She doesn't know yet that I just did that. Okay, what do I need? I guess I'm going to be wishy-washy as to which one we work on first, whether it be the ring or whether it be the circle, just because I want to get both of them in, but it's just not an easy piece for me to decide which one. I'm just being very indecisive, impulsive, indecisive, and all those things. Let's see, image. So I'm bringing out my circle helper. And no, I don't think I'm giving away any secrets of any sort whatsoever. That would be implying that I actually have secrets to give. Okay, so I had never said hello to everybody who's in here. Let's back it on up. It looks like my first message highlighter is busted, so that's part of why I didn't notice I hadn't done these things. So hello to Jay for being first here. Thank you very much. Legit first here. And then we've got Zerk dropped in. Good to see you, Zerk. Hey, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Boo to the Hangman bot. What else we got? Bob dropped in. Good to see you, Bob. Anybody who needs to work and lurk and whatever else, go for it. No problems. More Hangman. I broke Hangman. Okay, good to know. It's not currently broken, but it was broken. Let's see. Question of the day was, if you were to write a book, what would it be about? Springer Shadow drop by. Good to see you, Springer. Thank you very much. The topic of the book would be bringing Xbox, Elgato, OBS, and Twitch into the silent world. Is it truly a silent world for you? I actually hadn't thought about that. Like, I caught what you had said before. But is it fully silent, or is it just quieter than it should be for everybody else? Your curiosity on that front. Let's see what else we got. There was a Champion of the Hill, which was it rigged for Fox? And the answer was yes. Although he tried to set people on fire. Wow. Wow. Okay, I think we're just about caught up. We tried another Hangman. That's the one I broke. And I think we're back. Maybe. Did I miss anything? Oh, no. And good day to you, Les. All right. That should be everybody. Was there Kraken in the Percy film based on Perseus? Ooh, I have not actually read the Percy Jackson books or seen the films yet. It's kind of funny on that one, and it's not really haha funny, just sort of is a thing, I suppose. Oh. So I just realized my my picture, my circle assist is on evens, and my overall thing is on odds. So that doesn't help. Okay. Let me get a quick count of how much space I need on this ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to do the ring, the outside ring first, just because that'll give me the size I need for the circle, because I don't need to count the circle at all if I do the ring on the clock, which cheaty way of looking at things, but it works. Okay, so what level are we on? 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4. Oh. That's right. Okay. So due to the size, that looks terrible. So I'm looking at, okay, how do I put this? So we got ourselves the flat circle. And yes, I know that's not a circle. And I wasn't going to do it that way to begin with, but sure. This way. That one. That one. Illustration time. Sure, why not? So I got a back of the clock. And yeah, this whole back section would have been yellow in that demo. So I went back of the clock, let's say about halfway up, or well, the front. I want to turn it over to being the front of the clock, like all nice and white and whatnot. But as you can see from like in the circle, I want to be able to have a lip that curls around the edge to look nice, which means that I thought, okay, well, the same diameter should work if I do a donut shape and just do half the donut, and then I could put the white in the middle. Great theory. The problem is getting the two to match up while having enough curl on the front that it doesn't look lame. And yeah, that's not happening very well. The problem with 45, 8, 7. 7 might work. Let's see, 6 times 7 is 42. That's fine, 7 will work. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I'm hoping that this will work. I have to count a couple of pieces here, and then we can get going. But that's where I'm working from, is because I don't want it to look super, super flat, nor do I need it crazy thick because I'm not insetting the front all that far. Okay, so we've got... Plots Modeler is a great website because you can do 3D models and then look at them from a 2D angle to make it work. But then I actually have to make sure that the numbers are the same. So we've got 4 across there, 2, 2. That was an extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. This one will work. I think it's 5 to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, this one will work. So I'm looking at... Uh-oh. Which side is this? 3D. Come here. 5. Okay, good. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you're not hearing or not seeing what I'm seeing. But this one's more complicated now. So we have to make it so this is 4. Because we're only going 7 across. It's going to confuse me a little bit. And we've got 2 separate rings, which is also the worst bit. I mean, I guess I could make this thing solid. That would be sensible. But I don't really feel like wasting materials quite that badly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I did that wrong. How are we? Oh, haha. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. And then 4 up here. Ah, excuse me. So, Bob, what are you having? Ooh, so Percy Jackson did go up against a Kraken in one of them, which means we can roll it. Oh, for Pete's sake. My mobile devices that were half the buttons that I play with just went to sleep. No good. They decided that where I have my microphone today is apparently where they're going to measure my face from, which of course means that no buttons. No buttons, no go, because it goes to sleep. Okay, we're back. Beanlurker was making dinner. 4. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Okay, so we are looking at 4 blocks out. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2. 3 sets of 2. Okay. This is, counting with Delenn is not always everybody's cup of tea. Oops. It's 1 set. 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets. Okay. And then we've got a whole lot of ones that match. Perfect. That makes life easier. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be a 2 vertically. Why? That doesn't work. Shapes are going to be the death of me, I swear. 2, 2, 2. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 vertically where I'm standing. It doesn't look right though. Might help if I look at my picture from the bottom up, as opposed to top up, top down. Yeah, there we go. That might help. All right. And then this is a 2. And then this is a 2, of course. Not of course, but as well. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 7. So we go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rinse and repeat. Okay. Now we got fun. It's the underside of the circle, right? Here. Let's go. Nope, I'm never gonna get that one back. Let's try. Actually, I'll do the bottom half, then I'll cheat. No, I was kidding. That's just wimping out. I said 4, right? Okay, so it's good. 8. And then this will be 4, which I can take that one off. I don't like numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This is a 2. This is a 2. Four. Ah, I can get up there. And then what do we have? 1, 2, another 2. Whoops, did it again. Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna get bit. By all of these. And I rolled it. 4 in cross mode, please. Done. Okay. Well, at least the 2, I can actually probably land on that. Ow! Well, I'm tempted to kill myself first, apparently. So is there... Friends, Frasier, and Cheers. Wow. Considering that technically you're across the pond, Jay, Mr. 1976, and you have watched an awful lot of North American television, that I feel sorry for you. I liked those shows, but I was never into watching enough of them to really register most of the characters. Roseanne. Really? Interesting. I didn't know that about Roseanne. Oh. We've had this one. I have a weird feeling Springer Shadow's even been here for that answer. But I'm curious if anybody else has actually read another book about the environment as opposed to the same one we usually bring up. Literature, we're talking about the environment, I guess. Ooh, ow, guess. You never know if you're right. Well, if we roll the answer, either we were all wrong or it didn't really matter. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Nope, I guess I can't see from that angle. 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, okay, so should be 4 of these. Okay, so this should match for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to look really weird, actually, now that I think about it. I may regret what I just did. That's okay, I guess, maybe? What I'm saying is I switched from 5 layers thick to 7 layers thick. And it's going to look kind of odd because of that. So I'm just going to take a quick look and see how badly I'm going to regret this. Yeah. So let me just take a quick boo. Do I have the ability to show you guys? Let me just double check and see whether or not that's going to work. Ooh, I know. I can do it. Yeah. Twitch chat overlay, you need to hide for a minute. Maybe. quarters. Gone. Okay. And I play this in half width without breaking the game. No, but that's okay. Let's go with this version for just a moment. I'll probably dox everything. That's okay. So what I'm looking at, aside from being on the top of stuff, well, and in my head apparently, so we went from a circle that, oops, let's go all the way up. So I went from a circle that was 45 diameter, and the whole thing was only 5 thick. And I looked at this ring and went, I don't know if I like that, because only half of it would be used here. And so I went up to 7. But now I'm actually kind of regretting that. That looks a little weird in terms of how it was curled. So I looked at a 9 thick one originally, and it just did not look right. So we're going with a 5 thick, I think, which means I have to tear out a lot of what I just did, unless it's incorrect. So let's go down so that if the whole, if the whole back of the clock was still 5 thick, so this middle line in the middle of this one should match the same size we had, which means if I move up by 1, that should theoretically be the ring we're on. And hopefully we don't have to do much different. So where I'm standing, let's go F4, escape, and then F4. Yes, it's really weird when things are only half the width on the screen. And I don't know about the tire ad. I haven't the foggiest on why it's doing that. Let's see, back it out. Back it out, back it out. It's like one of those Glade plugin refresher ads, right? Okay, so we've got roughly the same. Wow, really roughly the same. That looks pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so it looks like most likely then between the center line and the other version for 7, that it just added an extra layer here and there between the ones that I'm doing. So I think we might have been, I shouldn't say been lucky, but I can get away with that conversion. Okay, so on the way up where I'm at should be a second set of 2 across, and then up to the 4. Perfect. So what I'm actually going to do is, can I split this a little more? Come on, center line, will you cooperate? Maybe? What's it going to do? Ah, nuts. Okay, well then rather than doing that, I'm going to quickly switch back to the full screen, and then we'll get back to what you guys are more used to seeing. Close that off. I'm hearing beep and not seeing everything. Let's see. One book in the environment, just about any David Attenborough book. Yep, for sure. Penne bolognese. Yum, yum, yum. Yum. The classic dish that never disappoints. Since when have you had that, Oswin? I don't think that was even invented in the 1100s. Thanks a million. What time do you want me? I'll bring my plate. You know, Jay, weirdly enough, I have a ballpark guess whereabouts you might be. And I would believe it if you showed up at Bob's door. I would believe it. Okay, so what I'm just going to pause to do here is just grab that screen I had.
There goes the channel. Dried sheets just raided with 10 pairs of eyes. Welcome in, Raiders.
What? Oh, welcome on in. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, everybody. Sorry. Let's try this again. All right. Escape. There we go. I'm having a derpy day. My name is Delenn, and I'm working today on a survival multiplayer server from the Dadcraft73 community, hence the Streamcraft73 logo in the top corner. And my base theme this year is, can you guess? The Beatles, focused on Yellow Submarine. Good to see you, Dried Sheets. Welcome on in. Please do tell me what you were up to. I appreciate everything that you guys do when you pop by. So, more than interested in hearing what you were doing. And what made your group decide to come on over here? Because there's so many different people that we could choose to raid. So I am spoiled when you guys choose to drop over and see me. So, as I said, I'm having a very derpy day, falling off things and all sorts of other fun. We got 1, 2, 3. And there's a lot of counting by Delenn. You're playing the mod pack, All the Mods 10. Yes, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to that one. The last All the Mods I played was All the Mods 9.
Follow button.
In the Dadcraft73 community. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, this is throwing me a little bit because I'm working on a torus shape that should have lined up well with the not torus shape from the back half. And it looks like it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, that's interesting. I guess, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I played All the Mods 9. If one is not familiar with Dadcraft73's content, definitely... Did I start with the DC button or the me button? Let's check that out now. Me button, okay. So, if they check out Dadcraft73's content, an excellent YouTube and Twitch creator who has a very growing, a very, very awesome community. And as part of that awesome community, several of us are patrons. And so the people who are patrons have access to a patron server. Well, actually, let me correct that. 6 patron servers. And this is just one of them. This is the Java one. Now, technically, this is vanilla. It's just that I have a whole whack of client-side mods. And the reason for that is partly that I derp my way through things. But also partly that sometimes it's for speed, sometimes it's because I get lost. There's a whole lot of reasons. Sometimes it's because I do things so pokily that I'm never, or most of the time, not in possession of enough materials to not be able to, or sorry, to be able to use them with impunity and let things despawn. So I like to keep track of where things got to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be a vertical too. Okay. I'm trying to come down from the top, and I was trying to figure out why that was confusing me so badly. And it's just that shouldn't be coming down from the top. I should be coming up from below. So in any case, what are you building in All the Mods 10? When I did All the Mods 9, what did I do? I played with the Halloween stuff, witches and little witch outfits and so on. I played with the chemicals. I played with mob grinders and meat juice makers and easy breed systems and all that jazz. I've played with, on separate sets, I played with Create. Other than a little brief dip into, was it tablet Minecraft? Right at the very, very beginning of my Minecraft experience, many years ago. I would say my major exposure to Minecraft back in the day was actually fighting my way through the SevTech mod pack. So if you have any familiarity with that, you could say that's kind of where I cut my teeth. So yeah. I'm actually a very chicken Minecraft player. That's probably a good way of putting it. 1, 2, 3. What am I doing here? 1, 2, 3. And I can't count. 2, 2, 2, 4. Okay. You're actually aiming... I'm going back this. I would have to read it properly in the right order. I think we had this geek out yesterday. Okay. Which one was that? The geek out pop out. 2 songs over. Yes, we did. I think. I don't remember chatting about the Smashing Pumpkins song that's like 12 minutes long for no reason on their Aeroplane Flies High album. But that's okay. So then we have a new Geek Out that we rolled it. It now says, oh no, that is the longer one. Okay, 2 over 6 minutes long. So I'm trying to keep up with chats and forgetting my numbers. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything major. Okay, yes. So in essence to my question and commentary. Oh, the ninja thing. Thank you for rolling that. Okay, great. We did have that yesterday. Gargoyle says, sounds like you did a bunch of stuff in all the mods 9. How do you find modded versus vanilla? Okay, I will answer that one. Just want to make sure I haven't missed Sheet's answer. Aiming to get a really powerful sword, so I need to do a bit of automating. Oh, okay. Yep, those are the mods that are mobs that come and kick your butt rather royally. Well, I'm a bit of a chicken player, so that would do it. In October when we were doing all the mods 9 last year, I spent an awful lot of time hiding from the extra mobs just because they had different abilities or different behaviors that would catch me off guard because I'm used to the more vanilla style in that case. Because the way that Sebtech would work is you'd end up with rather limited mobs, as in skeletons with trumpets that would blow wind at you to knock you back and wouldn't necessarily do a whole lot to damage you. And then as you opened up stuff, then you'd get into the more normal skeletons. And so it moved up from there. And they did eventually add extra ones, but it was always in a staged, predictable format. Whereas the All the Mods pack had some really funny ones that showed up and would do all kinds of things that I just didn't get, or was not prepared for, because they'd catch me off guard in different ways. And so I didn't like them and spent a lot of time hiding from them because they didn't seem to despawn as fast as everything else. But it was fun flying in automated or other automated ways rather than just simply Elytra. Okay. Talking about songs, blah, blah, blah. And then I had a question. Huh? Oh, gotcha. Thank you for spending the clues for the shout out. Then we shout out Basta GHG. Alrighty. I'm hoping I said that correctly and that I didn't mispronounce it because it got darn close to something I almost didn't want to say. Alright, so yeah, welcome on in, Gargoyle and Hornchin. Pleased to make your acquaintance for both of you. And I assume you guys came in with the raid. You just opened the Dry Sheet stream when it ended. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And Fiber Supreme, welcome. There we go. See, I did miss people. Apologies. Very, very much apologies. Welcome on in. If you guys need to, if you guys need to lurk, go get food, stretch, whatever, hydrate, take care of the laundry, take care of your kids. But by all means, I want to thank you all for dropping in. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so I've been asked, backing up here, want to read it one more time? Okay, how do I find modded versus vanilla? I would say, as you guys can kind of see, my vanilla is not as vanilla as it could be. So given that, I don't see a whole lot of difference. That said, one of the things I like about the mod packs I tend to prefer, all the mods works or can be used in this fashion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Is that with the all the mods?
Hello there.
4, 8, whatever, 9. Oops, and I did this one. Like the other one, I derped this one too. I enjoy them a lot. But I like to play them in a format where you spend... Oh, I did something wrong there. I like to play them in a format... Oh, haha, I see what I did. Okay, I know what I did here. Let's take out 3. 1, 2, 3. And then take this one out. I got halfway through talking to you guys, and so I thought I did a 2 when it should have been a 4. Now I get it. Okay, where am I here? 1, burp. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That makes more sense, sort of. So, I like the mod, but I like the way that it can be used in such a fashion that it tells you what you need to do next. So I like procedural format stuff. At the same time, at the same time, I like being able to be flexible in choosing which one. The problem with all the mod sets, like the kitchen sink packs, is that they are so flexible that there's really no direction to them. One of the things I liked about the Sevtech, for example, was the gated fashion. So as in order to open up one mod pack, you had to get to a certain point on another one. Like you followed trees, and then you would open up a gate, and that would tell you what next mod pack you had to work on. Or in the achievements tree, this sort of thing, then you would have... Here. Okay, so you would have things that you had to complete A to be able to get down and start working on B. So that sort of thing really worked for me. Whereas a lot of them, like the kitchen sink ones, are so interconnected and intertwined, and you can choose what you want to use, that I didn't necessarily feel I had to go down any particular path, which meant that I didn't get very far on many of those paths. I don't like this song, so I'm skipping it. Yeah, so all the mods packs are great for that. Like if you want to say, hey, I'm going to work on... Oh, phooey. Sorry. One of my ADHD things is that I don't necessarily remember names of stuff all that effectively. So I can think of a mod and then, the name is toast. Gone. But where I'm trying to go with it is maybe you might want to go through, for example, maybe industrial foregoing might be your cup of tea. And if that's what you want to work on, cool. That works great. The difference would be that if you were trying to use power generation from industrial foregoing and then have to deal with some of the janky interconnected links to switch over to another mod that needs power generation but in a different format or different way, sometimes those links between the mod pack or between the mods is sketchy at best. So that doesn't always work. Where am I here? So I'm going back to the bottom because we have an inner ring on this one. 1, 2. I have to figure out how far off the ground. So we've got bottom one, 1, 2, 3, I think. It's now in the window size I'm looking at underneath the scroll bar, so that's not helping me much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right. The 1 block. 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. I think that should... Yes. Okay. There we go. Now I have a center point. It can work. Sort of. Maybe. And that's 9. Okay. Going up the left first. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So, while I like the modded, within reason, I prefer vanilla. That said, it's just more of a matter of limiting what I work on. Another part of it is by being a bit of a chicken, which, can be a bonus and a drawback. The resulting effect is that when it comes to modded, there's a lot of stuff that people love to use to up the ante, to make it more challenging, but there's already a lot of things that, by being reserved, that I haven't, English please, done in vanilla. And that even just comes down to basic farms and stuff, because there's so many ways in modded to get around things like you don't have to learn how to do redstone. Ever. You don't need to... here, is that the 1? Okay. Is that the 1? Shoot. I lost myself. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay. That's be a 2. So the resulting effect is that I had no clue for the long time how to make an iron farm. As cheesy as that sounds, simply because I had never had to when I did modded. There were, like 1 block ways of doing it. You didn't actually have to make a whole-on farm. Or it would have, what's it called? Simple villagers, I think is the one. Where you've got like a villager in a box. Great. But I had actually never up to that point made an entire, that doesn't count, but an entire full villager trading hall. Right? Or I had never, I had only ever killed a dragon in a group situation in vanilla Minecraft. I'd never actually done it in solo Minecraft. At the time, sorry, I've done it since, but I'd never done it in solo Minecraft since then. Or, that doesn't make sense, since I did mod it anyways. Point being to that story, yes, there's a point, oh my god. Brainwave! Point to that was saying that there was a lot of stuff I have not done in Minecraft. I'm not necessarily being all that effective at rectifying that at the moment, but we're getting there. And I'm still not leaving well enough alone. You guys came in after I showed you my, I guess you could say, almost daily tweaking of a... Oops, what did I just do here? Up. Oh, right, I want 2. Okay, let's take this one off. I'm almost daily tweaking of a kelp farm. And it's not for any reason other than, you know, to make little mini goals. First, does it work? Then after it works. Okay, can I make it hit a particular rate? Okay, well, maybe I got that goal, or maybe I didn't, but I need to tweak it a little bit more because of whatever reason, like I want it to be more AFKable or something like that. And so those little pieces are coming. One of the things I like about being on a survival multiplayer server is not only are there other people around, I mean, that's actually my big reason for playing on servers, is it sounds weird. It's the community that's not community, if that makes any weird sense. So in addition to being a verbose introvert, okay, then I'm also, what do you call it? Yeah, one of those people that doesn't like to play alone. So even just knowing there is, and or more realistically could be, other players on the server is part of why I do that. But also when I'm not good at doing something, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, one more, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. When I'm not good at doing something, but I still need said resource, then I like to be able to have potential access to it so that the builds are not stopped. My kids have pointed out that I should probably learn to do things for my seasonal themes that are Minecraft things, right? Rather than creating things from outside Minecraft in Minecraft. Yeah, that'll be the day. I'm not that person. Okay, so I'm out of yellow concrete for the moment, which means that to start with, I'm going to get rid of these blocks of quartz, because now that we've got part of the inside figured out for the circle, then I should theoretically be able to start installing the inside part of the face, at least up part of the left side. So anyhow, yeah, I'd say that's my story and I'm sticking to it, but maybe not. Okay, what is this? Ooh, great. Okay, this is going to be ugly messy for a while because I want to keep the scaffolding in here as a measurement size as long as possible. So I'm just going to leave holes through the face to start with, just because I'm using it a little bit as a grid so that when I'm counting things, I can figure out where everything goes. As you guys can see, I'm a little derpy on that front. And I also forget what train of thought I was on. You know, the train has left the station and all that. Oops, 3. Can't count. So, I like doing things like that. Like this season, I built the kelp farm. It's not a huge thing for me. I mean, I've done more complicated. I just had never actually built a kelp farm. And the sad part is, I'm addicted to tweaking with it, even though I know that I haven't got any plans for it. It's one of those because I can. Maybe next season, one of my pieces that I'm going to work on is I will learn to build a gold farm, whether or not I need it. You know, because I will not be building the first gold farm. It will not be the world's most functional gold farm, but it will probably exist simply because I've never done one before. That sort of thing. I've done a more complicated system for some things. Like, for example,
a few seasons ago, I built the server's post office. I don't remember why I started doing it. I do remember that it was my first season on this particular community's multiplayer server, and I was not sure at the time how friendly people were to each other. I know now that I had totally overthought things, but anyway, so that first season when I built the post office, I did a redstone-based semi-security post office box that had a drop with filters and whatever, and you actually had to have your own key. No problem, Jay. If you have things to do, go for it. Thank you very, very much for coming by. So I built like a security box post office with redstone. I learned a lot about redstone then, but even then, it was knowing enough to be dangerous because there's so much that you can treat like a wire, particularly in the Java redstone. Bedrock is a little different, but for the most part, it's like that. And concepts like comparators and repeaters make sense. Concepts like, okay, some blocks are transmitters and some blocks are insulators. So far, so good. You know, I can handle those concepts. But when some people are talking about specific things being faster than other things and so on, she no computes. So there's elements that I still have a lot to learn. But I mean, some things like a gold farm, for example, are not necessarily rocket science. It's just, you got to know a bit more about, like, how not to get yourself killed while you're doing gold farms. Oh, come on. I am too close to that level. Fine. So anyway, that doesn't necessarily answer your question. But I like modded. As I said, there are a lot of things that I miss. I also sometimes enjoy the Rube Goldberg effect of some of the modded stuff. So for example, the create system, we've had the create mod on the community modded server. And that one's fairly Hey there, Hygiene. I noted you were lurking and I wanted to say hello and thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate it. You're spoiling me. It's Thursday. So does not sound like it's going to be a Jade Raid day, but hey, you never know. It is indeed beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and thank you very much for the earworm. Because now I have... Oh, heavens, was that Buble? I don't have Bublé's version stuck in my head. That does change, is whatever the artist is. Oh. I see what I'm doing. Ha 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 ha. Silly goof. Okay, how do I... There we go. Ah. Yeah, I see what I'm doing. My blocks end up here. Give me my block back. Or not. I don't know what I did with that one. Woohoo! We do actually have a holiday playlist available on this streaming service. I just have not had occasion to turn it... Whoa! To turn it on yet. There we go. But we definitely will be doing so at some point. Over here, down. Up. Math! Do I have... Oh, we're almost out of these blocks. Or at least we are within the last set. Oh, that's a weird frustration. I never thought I'd be annoyed by the fact that I can almost reach the next pillar, but not quite. Anyway, so when it comes to modded versus not, though I cut my teeth on modded, I don't particularly have a preference. As I said, there are caveats to that, and the caveats include things like I do not like most of the bedrock, whatever you want to call them now. I was going to say adventure maps. That's not the word. The things that are basically remakes of the Java, some of the more popular Java mod packs. I'm not a huge fan of those, but I will say I've only had limited experience with them. And once again, I've only had limited experience with Bedrock in the first place, because we bought, pardon me, we bought Java at a time when Bedrock came free. Well, we bought Java first. Then when Bedrock came into existence, of course, Microsoft and whatever allowed people to buy or obtain a copy of Bedrock for free. It went both directions. I think we've bought in both directions. I can't remember who we bought what for first in our house. But we've bought in both directions, so that we've actually only paid for half of them. Yet we have both platforms on basically everything. So I've played a lot of both. But the thing is, when it comes to vanillas, my kids and I prefer Java by a huge margin. Yeah. And it's not just for the ability to map and stuff, but also every time we switched over, we said, oh yeah, we're going to try Bedrock World for a while, so that we can get a little more experience all across the board. Then one of our favorite creators that we all like to watch, not just DC, but others, will go and do something interesting on modded, or do something in Java that becomes one of those situations where the Java and the Bedrock don't behave the same. So there isn't a parity there. And then once again, we're like, we missed coming back to Java. And we're back again, you know? So it becomes one of those can't win them all situations. I was going to say, what have I done here? But I actually haven't done anything weird. It's just that this section is the in between the clock layers. So where am I here? 14 blocks. Okay. Should I save them? Maybe I should save them. Nah. Why do something sensible? Right. Okay, there we go. So one way or the other, we need to make more concrete and we need to do more trading. Now, this server tends to reboot in sub 5 minutes. We have most likely seen, and I ignored the notices. So let's make sure, I was just in there. Make sure I'm out of stuff. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go pick up the pieces that I always feel weird if I'm not carrying with me. And then run off and make some more concrete. I don't know if I brought the bits and bobs to make more concrete. Shulker. Did not. Okay. That's fine. What's this? Oh, that's the box I said it's missing. So let's pull this one. Why is that? That goes over here. Okay. I feel really strange if I'm not carrying this box. I don't mind leaving the bed, so that's okay. Okay. So let's go get the parts, because we're going to need to do some die duplication, and like really we're back down to square one. Now this is not complete over here. For those of you that have not seen this before, I am with the Beatles theme. So over yonder we had the Yellow Submarine. As you guys saw, this is the block art. It's not lined up to be map art, unfortunately. That's fine. And then where's this dude? This is a rather frightening version of the Nowhere Man, also known as Jeremy Hillary Boob PhD. He's not quite as freaky if you see him head on, more or less, or even slightly from below. He's not quite as bad. But this is an in-progress version of the Dreadful Flying Glove that I need to get back to, but I just needed a bit of a mental break from it because I was starting to get really picky and frustrated by the key section up front. So I'm looking at it now, though, and thinking, you know, that hand arch needs to come down a little bit less severely. Otherwise, that's not too bad. So I peel off part of that top. That's not going to be horrible. So, and I have stripes to move. I messed up the stripes. So we're just about to get a reboot. Refresh. And that's my signal to give everybody a hydrate, myself and everyone else included.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody hydrate!
So that's your water, your pop, your bubbly, your water, your wobbly pops, sodas, teas, juice, you know, all that jazz. If it's wet and it's gonna hydrate you, great. I do beware, some things are diuretics, so you may need to take a bio break as well. Feel free to do so as we all take our sips and stretch. There we go. Now, one of the things I have to keep in mind is although I've got these projects done, I have technically, I'm going to ballpark about 5 to 6 months-ish before we do a server reset for this one, which means there will be scope at some point to be dipping my toes elsewhere. That said, there will also be, apparently I hear that there is in the works some on-server Secret Santa stuff coming up. I need the door. Show me the door. There'll be some on-server... Oh, horrible frame rates after the login. There'll be some on-server Secret Santa business, and we're going to need to draw names and all that sort of stuff. So we will have a stall while we go and build. The thing is, I have to be careful who I get, because quite a lot of us like to be regulars in each other's communities, as in viewership or VODs or whatever, and we don't want to spoil the Secret Santa. So there may be some times where all you're going to see is me preparing materials because I don't want to, spoil the surprise. Ooh, first llama head of the season. Okay. You generally won't see a whole lot of llama heads in my collection on the whole, just because my daughter, who loves to go by the name Sheep Queen, that kind of says it right there, does not like it when I off the poor llamas. The Wandering Trader, she could care less, but the other one, and I mean, she's getting to an age where it's just about the point where I'm going to say, nope, sorry, tough luck, it is what it is, we are just going to do it. But now that they're not all, what do we call them, robotic llamas, I guess, then there's even more reason for her to say, no, please don't. She's not a whiner per se. I would never put that down in her, in her wheelhouse. But I just don't like disappointing her for that one. There's no reason to, right? She understands when I try to play the bingo. There we go, brain bingo fetcher, because she understands that I have to kill the sheep to be able to get the stuff for beds or whatever else I need to make. This one. Can I do this on the floor? No, I need a dirt. Okay. So, like, she does understand that sort of thing in the, like, semi-okay with thing. Let's... Oh, it's not going to drop nicely no matter what I do. Okay, never mind. I was going to try and make a little pen to duplicate this one nicely, but yeah, it's just not going to work. So let's just make a mess out of it. So in any case, where that goes is just that she's okay with it, but is not a huge fan. Okay, this one, I don't think I'm going to need a ton of dies before I can at least get back to work. So just blow all of those bone meal and then go and get the poppies out of the iron farm to start replacing. There we go, and that's the end of that, which means I've got twice as much dye. Yeah, that should be plenty. Oops, and I need gravel. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 20. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a bit. No, sec. So 9 and 20, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a half. Here, go with that. And let's make some concrete powder. I will have extra, because I just realized I made more than I needed for the back of the clock, but that's okay. And we'll put this one back, so that I don't have to go sand mining super soon. Clean up the mess. Gravel. This one. And that one. Alright, so that was quick enough-ish. Ish, right? I can hear the chickens. For those that are into modded information, part of the reason you're not hearing anywhere near as much noise as one probably should from this zone is because I use a mod. One of the reasons I like Java is you can turn off things. So, like by using mods. So in Java, I use Extreme Sound Muffler because that way you can turn off things like the very, very noisy iron farm. Or certain cave noises. I don't know why I haven't figured out where some of them are attached, but there's a few that apparently at least to me, they become creepier when you've got a lot of the surrounding noises turned off. Okay, we're gonna sort these. I'll take those. I need more. There we go. How far did we get backed up? That's not too bad. It could be worse. Could be worse. Let's see. This is jammed up. Okay, so throw it in here then. Really? I don't want to go upstairs to the feed. Come on. Get this pile in. Actually. Get this out of here. 2. Okay. While I'm here, I know I'm having a while I'm here moment to death. Okay, that's the iron. Let's just get some of the iron out of here. Not all of it, but some of it. Can I make it in blocks? Yes. I do have the autocrafter set up for that, but I'm a little lazy at the moment. All this multi-crafting business is courtesy of Inventory Profiles Next, which I can live without. It's very handy, but I can live without it if need be. It's just one of those things. I've done iron farms in both Java and Bedrock. I prefer the Java one, not because it's easier. I mean, it is. But I prefer it simply because in the Java ones, we have the double mechanic choice. So there's the scare mechanic, which is the thing. Oh, oops, I went the wrong way. Shoot. Okay, you come up here. You want to make more of those. There, that fits better. I don't think it's, yeah, it's not a scare mechanic in Bedrock. It's just sort of an is mechanic, if that makes any sense. Whereas in Biddle, okay. Whereas in Java, yeah, I just can't be bothered. Whereas in Java, we have the dual mechanic choices of, where are we here? Of the conversational. So if you get enough villagers together, they'll start talking and making golems. Whereas if you have the scare mechanic where things are being frightened into making golems, both of those are very handy and you can shut it off. Whereas in the Bedrock one, it's not as easy to shut things down or make it more difficult for your villagers to create golems. But I like using them as a speed control. And the reason I say that is that in Java, if you really wanted to have a speed control on your iron farm because you've maybe got too much iron at any point in time, and you guys could see what I mean by that, then, as in, oops, lots of iron up to there, I think. Yeah. So you can use it as a speed control. By using redstone to block out the zombie if you wish. Right, so it's an on or off sort of thing. And I've also seen it where, usually modded, you can get a format where you have redstone controlling a bunch of shutters around the outside. So basically it's just trapdoors. But it makes the villagers suddenly think that it's nighttime, so they will try and go to bed. Now, most iron farms, even in the Java one, don't bother with beds. I've said this before, and I'm just going to reiterate briefly, is that I put beds in all of mine because I find after a while they get burnt out on being scared, and they'll run around like they're scared, but absolutely nothing happens. And it's just, as soon as I let them sleep, so close off the zombie or whatever, let them sleep and then come back, they're fine. So because I tend to have too much iron anyways, I've managed to figure out what it is, what level of blocking they need so that they can ignore the guy and go to bed on their own. Because you won't actually see. Yeah, so you can see that he will not be able to contact with their eyesight anywhere in this farm. And the other thing is, in an early game format, when I've got just 4 villagers, I can use the workstations to bait them in, which are in the corners. This corner's an exception just because I need the way the beds are. But I can use the workstations to bait them in, so then I might as well just have one corner open and trade them up. So I have basics of just about everything I need in these guys. Yeah, that's kind of handy. And it's a fairly small, relatively small farm. I know you can make them smaller if you use just the scare mechanic, but having the conversational mechanic, once again, allows me to do speeds. If I'm doing an outdoor version of this, then I can use a daylight sensor to block up the zombie if I really want to. This one doesn't actually bother with the redstone because I just let them go to bed when they want to. If I'm doing one where it's got a daylight sensor on it and it blocks up the zombie so that they don't see it, then I don't bother with these weird little lips on the central zombie zone, just because I don't need to, right? The other reason I use trapdoors in here as opposed to, what else? Like, I could leave it open, but the reason I use those trapdoors is because not only does it block the vision when they're going to bed, but it means that if I really need to block him up, and it's not redstone control, I can snap through the glass and manually put them up. Okie dokie. And I don't have any overflow on this one. Let's see if this one's functioning correctly today or not. Yeah, I think that might actually be working. We'll see if it shuts itself off when it gets full. Is it working? No, not quite. Close, but not quite. That's all right. So it's supposed to filter into the 2 chests first, and that's my sort of hold of bamboo, and then excess goes down here. But I've got that screwed up somehow up top. But I'm using the comparator format here to get it to shut down. So when this box here gets full, then hopefully it's supposed to put out a signal of 15 at that point, which will match with the lever controlled signal of 15 coming in here. And then, so when they match, then this one will turn on, and that will shut everything down so that this one can't try and output blocks anymore because, unfortunately, sorry, wrong box. Unfortunately, the crafters, when they can't spit into something, they don't stop. They just start spitting things all over the floor, which is not great for lag and despawns and all that jazz. Okay, I think I've killed enough extra time by mistake by chattering on and on about things I've talked about frequently. We do not have enough quartz, so I might as well do some pottering for a few minutes, which will get us a bit more quartz. Now I have. This is the wallet. I do have more emeralds, but I was working towards replacing this beacon stand with emeralds, and I'm close-ish. So I'd like to not use these if I don't have to. That said, I don't really feel like spending all day doing this, so let's clean up some of the things that are overflows to start with, and then we'll just use what we need to of the various things. And you know what I forgot to do? Shoot. I forgot to get that stupid concrete powder out of my inventory so that I actually have space to work. You know, that would be useful. And then these can fill gaps. Whoops. Got to turn off that too. There we go. Okay, so put this one back. We'll set it there so I know the difference. Come on. All right. Let's have carrots in our hand. That's a little less dangerous. Those don't fit. Okay, I'm gonna bet that won't be any good, so let's put these ones there. So yes, this is a bit awkward in the positioning. It does look weird, but this is a natural generated mansion. So there was a chicken statue. It was on the top floor. I've moved it twice, but this is its final resting home at the moment because I moved my chicken, what used to be a cooker, up inside, which that's just weird. And then, but then the chicken farm is in there and it gives me the raw products, which then I can go trade with my villagers. Also with the iron farm, of course, I can trade the iron part away. That's exciting as all get out. Not. But it's helpful to have that because when I started, I had a chicken cooker and regular carrots. And now I've got the regular farm going. Oh, right. I forgot I can do that. Okay, that's another source of things. Let's go with the green one. Really? Why are you being a pill? Oh, it's because I don't know where to put it. Okay, let's move that. Let's try that. Hello? You getting lots more? Much better, sir. Inventory full doesn't help. Okay. So let's trade up this. Get all the emeralds we can. So, a lot of players would say that the client-side mods I use are somewhat cheaty. I can't blame them for... Uh-oh. We have a policy around here. When we have cats in the mansion, we must collect them. If they're on the roof, I don't care. When they're actually oh, wrong one. When they're actually inside, I must collect them. Come here, kitty kitty. And I don't know if I didn't have another tuxedo anyways. Like, I think I've got one, but it's been named. Where is... Hey, kitty. Come here. Dude. Come on. Hey, kitty. Whoa. Hey. Oops. Nope. Nuh-uh. Not leaving that easy, bud. Oh, can I? Oh, you. You little fuzzy so-and-so. Fine. Okay, you're going to move at some point, so I will just go start talking to traders instead. So, I mean, a lot of people consider these cheaty, but I'm not getting any extra trades compared to what I would normally get with this. It's just faster than clicky-clicky back and forth, which for the purposes of doing on camera, I would say is worth it. Are you... Yes, the cat is still here. Okay. Oh, come on. Are you sold out for the day? What time is it? It's only 11:45. Seriously. No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so now that we have emeralds, we need the quartz. So let's go next door. Are you going to be coming out or not? He's happy hiding in with everybody else. Come on, you. I get a hitbox. Ah! I get a stressy cat. This is a really unusually stressy one. Normally it doesn't take me this long. You got past me. How did you do that? I'm trying to dig through the wall. Cat, you got issues, man. Can't even feed you. Oh, that's because he doesn't want chicken. That's not gonna work. I need... There. Now, you... Uh-oh. Whoops. I gotta be careful now. I do not want that in my hand. Come on, kitty. You can come live in the cat room. Or not. Okay, we'll deal with him when he finally shows up, I guess. Maybe I won't have a creeper in that corner for a minute or two. Okay, so we need to figure out what we're doing. I just need quartz, so it's nothing exciting. You guys all have the quartz trade as orange. Okay, we're good. Oops, I should have done that with shovel in hand. That would be sensible. So one of the things I also like about... Really? Yeah. One of the things I also like about using the inventory profiles next, it's while faster, it also means that I can set one trade as a preferred trade globally. So these alternate ones are preferred for this specific trader. And so once I've got things there, then I can set them as whatever color. Like, so this one, if I click that, then it would and then set the button, then it would do all of the light blue terracotta in one sweep till this person is sold out. But the global ones, which are at this point are the green and the orange, the global ones have, I set it for one villager, and then it doesn't even matter if I have the other ones traded up to that point yet or not. I can, when that trade comes up, it automatically gets flagged as ready to go. Okay, we have run out of things. Where is that cat? Still in there? Oh, no, he followed me. Well, then you can follow me some more, sir. I guess I do need to... I'm debating, do I want to do some iron trades, or do I want to do some emerald trades? Let's just get to the... Do I have any here that's loose? Not enough to make it worthwhile. Take them, but it's not really going to be all that useful. How far is this one into its little cycle? Have I used everything? Yes, I have. Okay, let's just throw those in there. Call it a day. And we'll just use the emeralds. At some point I'll get around to it. This is what happens, is that I get around to eventually getting the things I need. Let's leave the full stacks and be hopeful. Well, it's not going to get me enough. Yep. Well, here we go again. Here I go again. Yes, I know I'm off key. Throw that one up there, because it's not going to work if I don't have an open slot. And... oh, fiddle faddle. I didn't remember to estimate how much more quartz I need. Okay. So I do use free cam, but it's set to not be able to go through blocks. Okay, so that was it 2.5 stacks? 3 stacks? Which means I'm going to need at least 6 more. 9 more, probably? What do I have? Okay, so it's worth me burning through all of this. And if I have extras, I have extras. Hello, kitty. You can come with me. Come on, kitty. Hello. Hey. Come on, kitty. Okay. You need me to carry the fish, do you? Let's do it this way, then. You coming? Are you going to look at a wall? Buddy, let's go. If you want to be in there, you can be in there, I guess. Dude, are you coming? At what point does said cat teleport? Hello? This one's really, really pokey compared to a lot of others. Cat? Cat? Maybe? I'm almost at the cat room. Come on. Okay, well. Cat be stuck, I guess? And the cat stayed back the very next day. Hello? Dude, get out of the corner. You want to look at the corner? Come on. Are you coming? About time. Or not. Dude. We made like 3 blocks progress. Hey. Okay, fine. I will sleep and see if that has anything to do with it. Cats are dumb. People be dumb. But this one the cat takes the cake. What is raw chicken? Of course. Because you cat be cat, right? Yes. Okay, come on. Do you want breakfast? Dummy? Actually, maybe I'm the dummy. Falling price. Come on, you. Let's go. Hello? I don't know what he wants. Okay, fine. Guess he's not coming to the cat room. That's his problem. That's his problem. At some point, he'll make it to the cat room, and we'll be up to, like, what, 24 now, I think. Yeah, you... Are you still sold out? No, you're not. I'm double fisting the emeralds! Okay. Sure. Why not? This would be an absolutely fantastic opportunity for repairing things, but I don't believe I currently have anything I need to repair. Okay, that's not going to work well, but let's move this. There we go. 1, 2. So you guys can imagine how slow this would go if I was doing it all one lonely stack at a time. But of course, when I need a lot of something, it's helpful. You'll notice as we go around, I have not yet done the hiring and firing process for the ones that need to be reminded that they're not supposed to have the same offers as their neighbors. That would be time-consuming, and just of late I have not taken the opportunity to consume said time. So we're having this Secret Santa on server, and I'm actually kind of wondering how I'm going to match or top what I did last year. We built a very, very large sculpture at someone's base. I've been very tempted on many occasions to outright tell them, but that's just because then I don't have to awkwardly say things around. And I'm 9 chances out of 10 they probably know and have just been enjoying the game of not telling me they know. On the other hand, being perfectly upfront, I may know who my real life Secret Santa from this community is as well, which I'm very curious to see what they have done. But one of the interesting things is quite a lot of the community do the same thing in terms of figuring out what they want to get for that person, and then look to see whether or not the item being purchased can be purchased online in the country where they're going to be shipping to, because it saves a lot of shipping cost if you're not dealing with international. So for example, if I was to buy from Amazon, and hypothetically I was shipping it to, I live in Canada, so if I was shipping it to the US, then I would be smart to buy from Amazon.com and ship to the US from there. Whereas if I was going to be shipping to, I don't know, Australia or something, then I would definitely be buying from the Australian Amazon website. You know, that sort of thing. Like, it saves a little bit here and there. The other perk is that you don't get things held up in customs. Now, I haven't had too many issues with that, but there's always the... Customs loves to contact you, tell you there's a problem via cell phone, and these days via cell phone texts. The issue with them doing that, though, is that there's also tons and tons of scams that way, right? You get it by email or cell phone text or whatever. There's always tons of scams. And so I never know whether or not to respond to them. I generally don't. Which is why when things get close, I like the fact that if you're using a lot of the shipping providers, whether it be the country's postal system in the country of your recipient, or whether it be an international one like DHL or something like that, you can usually get notices in a way that people will trust. So, for example, if I found out via an elf in our real life Secret Santa program, or elf aka administrator or something, that my Secret Santa person wants me to know that they are shipping via DHL or something, then what I can do in a lot of the services, I don't actually, DHL is probably a poor example, but they're like, say for my National Post in Canada, I've signed up for a service that says, let me know if there's anything coming to my address. And it will say that. And sometimes it'll tell you where it's from or whatever. So I'm being very careful not to look at too much of that, given that it's the gifting season, because I don't want to know where Secret Santa stuff might be from. But when it comes to customs, for example, if I got a notice that looks like it could be the real deal, and it's saying that something is coming, and I should be checking on this sketchy looking version of a website that looks like it could possibly be my national carrier, then I can go to the national carrier directly, and because I'm signed up to this service that lets me know, then I can look it up and be like, okay, is there something actually coming? Otherwise, I try and stay out of there. The reason that I was signed up to the service for other parts of the year is just simply things like checks from Twitch. No offense intended. I don't want Twitch getting interest on the money until I cash the check. But there's also other things too, like extended family will say, hey, I sent you a physical birthday card. Have you received it yet? And sometimes when I wasn't signed up to the service, we would let things languish in the mailbox for months. Or at least weeks, I guess. And so that people would either A, assume we didn't get it, be all disappointed, or B, they would... Oops, I have way too much. Whatever. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I got extras. Okay. Or they would be saying, where is it? Where is it? Have you opened it yet? What'd you think? And that, depending on who it is in the family, that can come with a lot of baggage. Sort of the, well, you don't care kind of business. Well, it's not that. It's either I didn't know it was there, or I 4-letter neurodivergent squirreled and didn't get around to going to check, or, you know, like there's I shouldn't say 1,000,001, but there's other reasons sometimes that I don't always know something is in the mail. Well, I went backwards a fair bit on that, but that's okay. We have supplies. Supplies! Okay. Let's put this... Oh, not that. Not the chicken. I don't need it. Ooh. You decided to show up, did ya? You bothered to show. You're going to need to do concrete into actual concrete, so let's move that. I will put away extra chicken. Or, extra chicken! I'm doing good today. Extra chicken can go here for now. Hello? You bothered to show up, did you? Come here. Come on. Hey, kitty, let's go. This way? Where'd you go? Okay, you're over there. Come on, kitty. Come to the cat pen. Come on. Come on in. We'll sit you down, then we'll add the number. There you go. This one. Sit. There we go. Let's increment by 1. Our current natural spawn cat count is now 24. So these are all available for naming, minus, I believe, the other one that looks like this. Yeah, that's the only one. Oh, it's got a name. It is... Oh boy. Somewhere in here it's got a name. Oh no, Saber is, I think, this one. So either that's correct or I messed it up. I'm not entirely sure. I think this is the one that Nader asked for. So I do have one tuxedo cat. So not a... I have 24. I've had more, sadly. But these are all natural spawns. Whereas the last time I had 32 cats. And they were not all natural spawns because I needed them for a reference to a mystery book series. Yeah, these are all natural spawns that bothered to show up. Mostly in the villager trading zone. But yeah, in the mansion. So I don't let them follow me around because although that wouldn't be bad inside the mansion, outside the mansion, that's terrible because they're just all over the place and in the way and have shoved me off of things I was building. The other reason I don't let them follow me around is that I've had them stuck in the water column elevators. So we've lost about 3 here. So technically I'm closer to 30 this season, but we've lost a couple because they got stuck there and couldn't figure their way out. They didn't want to path across that mat, I guess. But they got stuck, and then I've had ones that got stuck in here and kept trying to bounce, like to get back to me and follow, and they're stuck on the water, the top of the water thing, for forever. I've had allays get stuck on the top. I've had all kinds of bizarre to me things. This song always throws me every time it comes around. We used to have this playlist on shuffle, but when this song comes around, it reminds me a lot of, like the bass reminds me a lot of, what's the word? Of pigmen. The zombie pigmen, when they come through your portal and make weird groaning noises. That's what it always sounds like to me. Okay, so we're going to do this in a very slightly inefficient kind of way. I could do it in a concrete powder machine type of format. That would have been one option. I'm just kind of lazy about that at the moment. But we're going to just do a build up and then chop down with a single column, because anything more than that, I tend to race the concrete powder down. So that's not super effective. The other thing, I tried doing 2 columns wide and unfortunately caught one column down faster than the water on the other column. And the resulting effect was I started getting suffocated by concrete powder, which was not pleasant. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, being as it is past 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to go till 3, if you guys need to drop in, drop out, whatever, do your thing, or whatnot, or multi-park, or whatever suits your fancy, go for it. As you can see, I have cats I can talk to. It's all good. I probably have creepers and cows I can talk to as well. So we'll just keep on motoring. Now, I probably have not yet, but I probably need to put up some sort of signage for some of these builds because people don't always know what they are. The glove one, I will probably add a sign once I'm done because it's not finished yet. The carpet art, if you don't know who it is, tough luck. Not carpet art, sorry, pixel art that's upside down at the moment. Trying to see if I can turn without falling off things. There we go. We'll block out John's head. Sure, that'll work. So I may not need a sign for that, but I probably will want a sign for this clock, and will want a sign for Jeremy, just because if you haven't seen the flick, it doesn't necessarily make sense. And if you have seen it, well, I don't know. I label things just because. So we're headed up to either running out of concrete powder or build height, whichever comes first. I'm going to bet build height, and we may have to do this a couple times, but I don't want to jump off because my flying ability to land on the top is not great. This is one of the reasons I did not bring an ally, is because the ally follows me up and or down. There we go. 319, what a stupid number. The ally follows me, and I have actually had the allies push me off, which was not fun. So, yeah. Not my ideal cup of tea. let's let the water go first. When I had the allies picking up the concrete for the yellow submarine as we were making it, I would often let the water columns stay, just because that way if I got pushed off I could climb back up. But then I had to swim all the way up to try and bounce on the top and pick up the source block, and it was just a pain. So yeah, not my cup of tea. Okay, let's just chop our way down. And Java being Java, we'll make a big mess out of this, and so we'll have to pick up everything at the bottom, or most of it. I don't know if bedrock is as bad. I haven't personally experienced it being as bad, but I also haven't been up to build height for concrete or anything similar.
Ads are starting. Delen will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
That should not make me laugh every time it comes through. But I've got it. I've asked Osmond to say continue the conversation. I'm not necessarily sure you would call it a conversation. You should look up in a thesaurus what some of the other words for that would be, because conversation is probably a bit of a misnomer. Yay, we're getting there. And truth be told, now that I'm chopping this stuff down, it's highly possible that this one column, excuse me, could give me enough concrete to finish the project. So I'm tempted to not bother doing it a second time. Actually, it's highly probable that it will do that, in which case either I have extra and will fill the interior to avoid mobs, or I will store it for later depending on how much we've got. But I have a suspicion we're going to have far more than we need. Which is a good thing to have, I suppose. Sometimes I've complained that, not that it's a waste of materials per se, but that I wanted to have excess of things so I didn't have to think about it when I start projects. As opposed to very frequently being a just-in-time builder. That's one of the advantages to having farms for things, is that you're a just-in-time builder. But unless it's a farm that you can successfully do an away from keyboard wait at, then you need to keep at it, keep doing things. And I don't think that's something Stream wants to see. I keep going around the outside. Why? I don't know. As I keep going around the outside, I might as well put that block in. Alright, so let's go up and get this ring finished on the inside. That will let us finish up part one of the face of the clock. Okay, let's jump out here, because I don't think I have a top. That will let me get all the way up. Do I have... I'm going to need to fill the thing with quartz and such anyways, so I might as well bring the quartz down. Because if what I'm thinking is going to work is actually going to work, then I don't need to worry about that. Now, please don't... Okay, there we go. Please don't go sideways. That would be less than optimal. Sure. Alright, so... Weird. I thought I... Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought I had a small quantity of quartz. What I want to do is just use this to get myself over here. Up top. Well, that's not going to work. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. There, now we're at the top. And I need to fly out to see where was I working. Okay, so we got there. This should be 3. Right. So we're back into counting, unfortunately. 3. And then this is 2. Oops, not there. Well, we've got more, but... So, 1, 2, 3, and then in for 2. So, 1. Come on. Delenn, really? 2. Then we've got an angle for 1. This is like the 1, 2, 1, 2 business. Angle for 1. Another vertical for 2. So that's a connector. Why do I bother sometimes? 1, 2. Angle for 1. So that'll be the 1. And then what do we do next to that? Then I do a horizontal for 2. Okay. So this will be another horizontal for 2, which means it's actually 3 because I can cut that end one out. For 2. And then another angle. And then we got after the 1, another horizontal for 2. So 1, 2. You can totally tell I'm definitely Java steeped when it comes to laying blocks over a void. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because even if I was playing Bedrock, you'd see me go backwards. It's just that thing I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be 5 to the center, which means I can do this for 6. Let's move that. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're at the center, which means I'm going to start on the other side and come up again. I just took the long way down. Whoops. Mistake. Now, I'm debating, do I want to just light up the inside? Nobody's going to see it. That's probably cheapest, is to light up the inside so that we don't end up with a gazillion mobs. I know why I didn't put this one in. Duh. That's why. So I could light it up, or I could fill it up. And I mean, I've got cheap wool, so I could easily just fill it with wool. That's not a problem. You, my column friend, are slow. Okay, let's go. My clock is telling me I'm overtime, but that's just because I haven't reset that particular timer. And the other one says I have 40 minutes left. Well, I'm glad they agree. Okay, so we're building the second one again. Back up here. Shush. I saw, I meant to tell you guys about this yesterday, and I was starting when the timer went off. I saw a play last night. Had a lot of fun. We went to our local, they call it Vertigo Mystery Theater. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're doing a play based on an Agatha Christie play called Murder on the Links. So yes, it's a golf theme. And really it's not much of a golf theme. Like, the golf element is incredibly contrived. But this particular theater company is a bit odd. They do mysteries with few actors on purpose. So in other words, they'll shorten the list of characters, or they will try and arrange their play in such a way that you don't need all the actors on the stage at any one time. That's the idea. But frequently they will do plays where that doesn't necessarily work. And so what they do is they turn it into a comedy element, just to lighten the mood, I suppose, with making references to having more than one actor on the stage at the time. So I know it sounds weird, but like, for example, last night there was one character. We had the main detective, I guess, of the piece and his sidekick. And the sidekick says something to one of the characters, and then promptly says, we really should question name other character. Well, the thing about doing that, of course, is they had a character who was supposed to be a railway porter who... Oops, one, two... Oops, the one I'm on should be vertical. Okay. Yeah. So the railway reporter just got asked a question, and their character hasn't had reason to exit the scene yet. But the actor playing that character also plays the very next one, which was the doctor supposed to be saying, or talking about the next death in the scene. So they made a bit of a gag out of that, as the guy's kind of looking around going, uh-oh, I'm on stage. Now what? Don't have the right costume, etc. So the actor looks off to the side of the stage, sort of going, what do I do? And at that point, it was the doctor character, so he gets the lab coat thrown at him. So he puts his lab coat on and pulls off his conductor's cap, which he hands off to the next person to show up on stage, which was an actor whose character at the moment wasn't on set. And after that, that other actor, as you can imagine, this becomes a bit of a lovely little comedy chain here. The other actor promptly gets one of her characters asked for instantly. And so she passes the cap off to a third person, as she gets her character's shawl thrown at her to be that one. And telling it is not nearly as funny as seeing it. But yeah. Anyway, the lady does her character, answers one question, and in that line, that character throws shade on the other character that particular actress was playing. So then they ended up with both characters on the stage at the same time, which was highly amusing because she decided to have her shawl for one character wrapped over on one side and her mink shoulder throw thing for the other character. And so she started leaning one way and then leaning the other way and back and forth, doing slightly different voices, and it was really quite amusing. And at one point she crossed accents on purpose. So one was supposed to have a bit of a French accent, and one was supposed to have a very British Americanized combo accent. And she was flipping them back and forth and then got it intentionally crossed. It was really quite a smile, and the audience loved it. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh? Yeah, 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're coming back in. This one. So we had a bit of a smile. And the actor, who was playing our main detective, and if you're familiar with Agatha Christie's novels, they are, there's two major detectives she uses. One is a Belgian gentleman by the name of Hercule Poirot. I know my accent was dreadful, and I butchered the name, but it's better than called Hercule Poirot, as you sometimes get characters saying. In any case, this one was definitely doing a send-up the actor was definitely doing a send-up of the character. But the other one we often have is a character by the name of Miss Jane Marple, who's a little old lady spinster that, never married, never had an interest, that kind of jazz. And so she is just one of your town busybodies with a very good logic. Busybody isn't the word, really. Very good logic and very good ability to put herself in the right place at the right time to very casually ask what may, in most cases, seem like an innocent question about the situation and get the answers she needs. Oops. I miscounted. 2, 1. Okay, this isn't rescuable quite the way it is. Drop down. I counted to 3 one too many times. So this play was Poirot and his sidekick Hastings. Captain Arthur Hastings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, who is actually a roommate. Apparently they did stick with one of the more common background elements of Arthur Hastings, He is a secretary to a member of parliament, but it's in the 1930s. So they actually had a lot of latitude to go where they wanted to go and do what they wanted to do and be all over. Because I don't know, the lords in the Houses of Parliament didn't really need them for much of anything. Apparently, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2. Goes this way. Is a 2. Hoping this matches up because somehow I think I've miscounted again. 2. And this is a 1 going diagonal. So in any case, Arthur has a lot of ability to go where he wants to go, but he lives with Poirot. And in some of the television series formats of using this character, they have a secretary who doesn't live with them, but Poirot's secretary is a lady. I can't remember what her first name is, but her last name is Lemon, so it's Miss Lemon. And there's never any romantic interest between Miss Lemon and either Poirot or Hastings. I don't think Poirot would know what to do if a woman bit him. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. And then 2 horizontally. Horizontally, 1, horizontally, 3. Okay. Let's try this again. So then we've got 2. So anyways, we don't have Miss Lemon in this play, but we had Hastings. And actually, it was really well done. The reason I note it specifically that Hastings was well played in this one was because it was played by a gal, which I thought was quite interesting. She doesn't normally play male roles, so they actually noted it in the playbill that she was interested in the role because the casting director didn't care about the fact that it was a male role, and so she thought it might be interesting to play that because not only is it a well-known character, but it's also one that 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it's not only a well-known character. It's a bit of a stretch for her to be able to try something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But it was odd for me that Hastings, this particular gal, was very solidly built. I don't know how to explain that. Like, very much a gal, so no allusions to anything there, but just very, very solid lady. And so not scrawny, nor super hefty. But she was much taller, even without the 1930s era footwear. She was much taller than the gentleman, and I think she actually was taller than all of the gentlemen in the play, which was kind of interesting. But did a very good job of playing Hastings falling for another character in the play. Hastings was quite the ladies' man in a lot of Agatha Christie's novels, so I can see why they included that in this play. But it's also interesting when you have multiple people playing multiple roles each, and then part of the story hinges upon the fact that they look similar. I guess someone, I don't know if it was just guessing or whether or not they were actually involved in the intimate background of this particular company, but someone in attendance that evening at the theater was talking a lot about how these roles were chosen, as in which cast member played which roles. And at one point, if you guys have ever seen the British... music is terrible. I'm sorry. Actually, sound in general is terrible. Something has just gone south in my machine. Apologies to all. I bet you I sound incredibly popping and robotic. Because I've also had a random dive in frame rate. I am more puzzled than I care to admit. Yeah. You're hearing it as I am. So I'm going to skip songs just to see if we can kick this one over. It's not the song's fault. This one I can't tell, so I'm going to leave it and we'll see what happens. I'm watching the meters. They seem a little smoother, but something has gone weird. I suspect it's probably time for my regularly scheduled backup and flatten of a machine. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I should probably do that. Should, could, would, all that jazz. Oh, Spotify, you are really annoying me today. Let's see if it might be OBS's fault. I'm not going to play too much longer with this thing. Okay, Cable A, are you going to cooperate today? Spotify, this one, that one. Okay, we have... Okay, we have some weird behavior going on where I'm hearing Spotify and should not be able to, because all of my monitoring sources for Spotify are off. Yeah, that's interesting. This has happened more than once. If I remove that one, I can put it back later. Remove.